Today we're going to talk about where we can invest our money. I wrote down I wrote down a lot of different wealth generating assets that you can invest your money in, and let's go over them. The first handful are ones that you've already heard before, and you probably already have some money invested in this. The first few are stocks and bonds and crypto. So it's really great to invest in these, and you can really invest into the whole market instead of just investing into individual stocks. But splitting it up between stocks and bonds, you're able to diversify kind of your portfolio and get better returns. Also, you can invest in crypto, which you could do it in a similar fashion as investing in the stock market. Just like all investments, they can be volatile, they can give you negative returns, and they can give you positive returns. It's just really important that you do your homework, you work with professionals, you do all the research that you can before, so you can make an educated guess or educated investment so your money can work for you. And different places that you can invest in, so you can use platforms like WeBull, Robinhood, there's Public. You can also use Coinbase if you're wanting to get into the crypto market. And I know Coinbase also dives into like NFTs and whatnot. And to get more research as far as the crypto market, you can look at like CoinMarketCap and just dive deeper onto different projects or stocks so you get more info. You look into the stock exchange and see where you can invest money. What I do personally is I invest in funds that cover like the S&P 500. I'm buying essentially a portion of the stock across all the top 500 performing stocks within the market. Next thing you can invest in to help generate wealth is to invest in real estate, or also REITs. So REITs is a real estate investing trust. So you're able to buy portions of real estate. You're not actually having to go out and find real estate properties to invest in. You're available to invest in the real estate industry. You can find REITs for sale on the platform of like WeBull. I think Robinhood also has REITs that you can invest in, but it's just finding a good rate to where you can get a good return. One thing that my wife and I do is we invested in a physical real estate, to where we bought a house, and now it's a house that has 2 units in it, so a duplex, and so we rent out both levels of the duplex, the top one to a long-term rental, and then the bottom unit we do as a short-term rental. So we thought it would increase our earning potential, but also diversify the investment to where we know we'll have a long-term tenants paying, and there's no month where we don't meet the minimum income requirement that we have for the property. Next is you can always buy and invest into gold. It's something that was really popular back in the day, and now instead of having to buy physical gold and holding it, you can buy ownership to gold. You can do it through WeBull. It's kind of like buying stock certificates to owning a certain amount of gold. Gold appreciation, just long term, has anywhere from like 6% to 10%. It doesn't perform as well as if you were to invest into like the S&P 500, just the total stock exchange. But it's a way to diversify your portfolio. It allows you to invest in other things that aren't so volatile and something more stable. Next, you can look into peer-to-peer lending. And so with peer-to-peer lending is essentially you can go out and get a loan and not get it from a bank or some federal institution, but you can get it from people who have money ready to lend out. What's great about this is you can have lower credit scores. There's not as many barriers to entry into getting money. Typically your loans aren't as high though, but if you have the money to also lend out, you can get a good return, or sometimes even better return than just your normal stock exchange investment. Somewhere where you can look for peer-to-peer lending is a website called Prosper. I know there's other websites out there where you're able to invest and become a lender. It's just a matter of looking into it and what the requirements are to see if you meet those requirements. Something to look into as well as far as investing is investing in a business. So it could be starting your own business, it could be buying a business, or it could be just buying part ownership of a business. And this is something a lot of people do, and what they do in order to make this asset appreciate or grow in value is they'll buy a portion of the business or buy the business and add their particular skill to where that skill elevates the business to another level, so they get a higher valuation. And so your previous business that wasn't performing that well is now performing well because of the skill you added. And now your investment of however much money you did just increased by 10%, 20%, or however much you're able to increase it by. A great place to find businesses to buy is the Biz Buy Sell website, and they always have businesses for sale. They could be online, they could be physical locations. I recommend looking around and just seeing what people are requiring, and then you can really analyze of like what this business is missing and if you have the right skill set in order to improve that business. Now we're going to get into the more unique investments that can help you generate wealth. One investment, it's a small return, but nonetheless it is a return, is a piano. So Steinway is a great piano company, and they have really expensive pianos that you can buy, but because they're so unique and because they're so well crafted, and with the type of wood they use and everything that goes into it, Steinway piano appreciates at 4% per year. And that's pretty interesting just for buying a piano. And for the most part, instruments can depreciate a lot more than appreciate. But in this case, if you buy a Steinway piano, you can expect a 4% appreciation in this investment. Our next investment would be collectibles. And I'm sure you've seen collectibles in all shapes and forms, but if people are willing to buy it, it can be a good investment. So you can see collectibles in just toys, you can see them in playbills for like Broadway and whatnot, magazines, whatever it may be, you're able to buy and hold on to. And essentially when they stop production, that's when your value goes up. Sometimes those collectibles are just kind of trash, but if you're able to find the right collector, you're going to be able to sell what you have waited on, your investment, and sell at a good price. Things that you can invest in, just like as far as collectibles go, is art, memorabilia. You can look into like sports cards or trading cards, like Pokemon cards was a huge hit these past few years. Also shoes. There's great websites out there where you're able to buy these, in great platforms where you can buy these and know that they're valued right. So some websites that you can look into is called rallyrd.com, or Collectables. Site would be Masterworks and StockX if you're looking more into the shoes and fashion type of collectibles. But some of these sites you're able to buy really nice genuine art pieces, such as like works by Banksy or other contemporary artists. So definitely look into them if that's something that you're into, and if in case you just want to own pieces of work like that for yourself. I think it's a great way to diversify your investments and not have a boring portfolio for your money. Another way to invest is wine. So with the technology with where it is now, it's easier to invest in wine. Wine holds really well as an investment. I mean, you see it and you hear about it, just how much bottles of wine cost, and the longer they hold for certain kinds of wine, the better an investment goes. It takes a lot of knowledge to know what kind of wine you need. That would be a good investment, to know how much is in production and knowing all those factors. But vint.co is a website that makes it really easy to invest in wine, and it's something to look into if that's something that interests you and is something to really help you get into the wine industry. The last investment is to invest in yourself. So not often enough do we invest in ourselves to get us the education that we need in order to improve our earning power. And so to educate yourself, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go to a university, you have to get a degree, you don't need to go to a trade school, but there's skills out there that you can learn that will increase your earning power. So remember to always invest in yourself so you're able to have the ability to earn more and make smarter decisions for your investments. And if you're looking for ways to invest more and how to add revenue streams to your business, watch this video right here.